It's funny how you can apologize and be proud at the same time. And so I set up this YouTube channel for I Am Free, Connections with David Less. Well, we have to be careful because I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. This is itself a concept, a notion. How does Papaji say it? You are neither bound nor free. Both are just notions, concepts. Let's go back a little bit. Murshid Sam.
It's something very simple. A concept of spirituality has nothing to do with spirituality. It has to do with concepts. That's a totally different subject. Science of chemistry is not a bunch of concepts of people about it. It's actuality.
Some people just don't feel they're capable of being spiritual, whatever that
That again is a concept. Everything's due to our cluttering our minds with concepts out of nowhere. Jesus said, unless you be as little children, yours is not the kingdom of heaven. Nobody wants to be simple. We love complexities, all right? We got them. We want excitement. We got it. Well, why not? We're stuck to it.
But those concepts are real for them, and they get in their way of finding
Sure,
peace.
concepts are real to lots of people, and that's insanity.
Perry used to say, in fact, actually, he would quote David Less. David wasn't quite sure how he ended up being quoted on this exactly, but it has to do with the form eventually takes over. Whatever form it is, it kind of grows and takes over. Well, you know, the form's been taken over for me is this stuff that I'm doing, you know, the text and fading in and out and the text down here, you know. That form is just taking over. And then the form of linear thought is if somehow I'm going to find something out or we can study this, you know. It's been taking over, so I'm kind of flamboozled. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm definitely flamboozled. So, where to go? What to do? Who am I talking to? Am I talking to some you? Am I talking to you? Am I talking to myself? Is there any difference? So, I'll do my best. I mean, what else can I do? Well, when I saw Papaji using the word the natural state, I thought, oh, I've been hearing David Less say that for many years. To be in the natural state. So here I saw a reference to it. And I was kind of excited about this. Unattached to thoughts. Do without thought or be without thought. I preferred the word be, be without thought. And you will return to the natural state. Then stay as such, unattached to thoughts. You're kind of an empty vessel waiting for God to talk with you, through you, as you, waiting for inspiration, not thinking you know something, not caught in that trap of I know, you know, unattached to thoughts. Well, as some of us have gotten older, we started to want to be unattached quite so much to our body because we realize, well, it's slipping away, you know. It's just natural. It's slipping away, so unattached to our body. unattached to our thoughts is moving in that direction too, you know. Last night we had a nice class with Hassan Manassar, and one of the things that came up was a person who's aging, right, and wanted to be less attached to her body because she knows what's coming, right? And as we went through this, I realized attachment to the body is not just this physical thing. It's an attachment to the idea of separation, you know, like I am here, I'm just here, that's where I am, and you were over there. Well, if you're unattached to all of this density of body and duality and all this stuff, then there isn't so much other place. And this place, there's one place. Now, this sounds like a concept, right? Well, it is a concept, but it can be felt as a reality. Sometimes when I feel you, it's not a separation of space. In other words, I'm not attached to this other part of my attachment to body, the body of position, that self. We have these separate places, you know. So if this doesn't make any sense, then you're listening. Keep quiet, and you will know that you are the self in all beings. It's a concept. But is it really a concept? One of the greatest blessings of my life in recent years is I have learned to do what I call deep listening. I just grabbed that little phrase. I liked it, you know. A friend of mine, his wife had just finished a retreat with the Aborigines, and they were out in the outback, or whatever they call it, right, in the bush. And they had been doing a lot of deep listening. And boy, I'll tell you, when you think of them being in touch with the land, and deep listening is like, has a whole different depth to it, right? For me, deep listening is really listening to you. And in that way of deep listening with you, I discover myself. I also discover the guidance of God, you know, in you, you know, what you say, what you feel. To me, that's deep listening. Now, you do have to be quiet when you do that. It's not so hard for me to be quiet anymore because I have trouble remembering short-term wise. I don't have a lot of the thoughts going around and around. So it's a little easier for me to keep quiet. And especially because I do want to listen. So few people listen. Someone says something, and someone goes right into quite a different topic, really. And they didn't really listen. Because if you're really listening, sometimes you have a question. There's something that's been revealed, and you want to feel it more deeply. It's not just tossed in there, you know, like, here, we're giving precious things to each other. So I really a motivated listener, you know. I really like listening. And it's a way of me remembering. It's peculiar. I like being in a class of some sort, and you go around and listen to what people had heard, and it is my way of hearing in a wider way than this little narrow Shamsi, you know, Shamsi's little narrow way. So, what is self-inquiry? What is answering the question, who am I? Well, I answered the question when I saw that little 3-year-old getting the seed of be quiet, don't make waves, you're going to get crushed. And just kind of stay back from making any kind of waves. the little 3-year-old's going to get yelled at. Well, that is a part of me, but I stand off from that. And that's not me. That's something I've acquired. It's a set of clothings that have been given to me or laid on me. It's not me. I'm the presence that watches behind life. It's like Pure Light used to say, I'm the spaceman that arrived in here, on the earth in this body, like a suit, like a space suit. I didn't know what he meant, and I still don't quite know what's meant, but I'm beginning to have a feeling that something is real here, that what I thought was myself was my attachment to things that were just laid on me. What is myself? Myself is a certain essence when those things drop away. And here's the beauty of it, of course, we got this little quote down below, right? Is that when those things drop away, you recognize yourself in all beings. You even recognize yourself in nature. It's like you see nature and feel nature, and it's like, oh, that's me. Beauty. I identify with beauty. Vastness. Natural. I am that. Because that's really what happens. You identify with it. It's not like it's an object that gave you something. It's something that you have taken in as you. You see how hard this is to talk about? Even if I'm just talking to myself, it's hard to talk about it. So thank you for any kind of patience you've had with these ramblings. And we will try to do part 3 too. Part 3, self-inquiry. Bless you.